PortAct is a personal portfolio and asset management application. There are many such apps out there. So what sets PortAct apart? The key difference is data ownership. You don't need to share any personal information with a third party to use this application. PortAct is built out of passion and is provided as is. I will continue to improve this application, and so can you. The source code is freely available on Git. This application is for those who value security and privacy over convenience. To use this application, you need a laptop or a desktop machine. It is not a mobile application, and that is by design. The application expects you to upload bank statements, DMAT statements, and similar documents, from which it extracts the relevant details and builds your portfolio. A quick look at the architecture. PortAct is built using React, FastAPI, Python, and PostgreSQL. There is also an all-encompassing Docker image that you can run if you have Docker installed. Your data is persisted in a mounted volume on your hard drive. So even if the Docker container shuts down, your data remains fully intact. When you launch the application, you see this login screen. If you are a new user, you can click on the sign up link. Otherwise, you can enter your credentials and log in. The first view you get is the portfolio dashboard. It presents a complete overview of your entire portfolio. You may have a need for multiple portfolios. For example, you might want to track your and your spouse's finances independently, or maintain a separate retirement portfolio, or a dedicated portfolio for your children. PortAct allows you to create as many portfolios as you need. When adding an asset, you will always be asked to choose a portfolio. Based on your selection, the asset is created under that portfolio. The portfolio performance section shows how your portfolio has performed over time. Every day, a scheduled job takes a snapshot of your entire portfolio. That snapshot data is used to build this performance graph. The asset allocation chart shows how your portfolio is distributed across different asset classes. You can click and drill down into individual asset classes to see the asset types within each one. You can drill down even further to see the actual assets that contribute to that asset class. Below the chart, there's also a tabular representation of the same asset allocation data. There is a new to PortAct link available at the top. Clicking on it shows you how to get started with the application. Next up is the Assets Overview page. This lists all your assets on a single page with separate tabs for each asset type. If you hold assets whose prices fluctuate, like stocks and mutual funds, the Refresh Prices button fetches the latest prices and updates your asset values. You can also click on an asset type and change it to a different one. For example, when you upload a mutual fund statement, the application may default to creating it as an equity mutual fund. But in reality, it could be a debt fund. Once the mutual fund is imported, you can simply click on its asset type and change it to debt fund. The next menu is your gateway to managing all your assets. There are around 32 asset types currently supported by this application. From this menu, you can manage each of your assets individually. Let's talk about stocks and mutual funds. To add these assets, you must first create a DMAT or a trading account. You can create it manually, or it can be created automatically when you upload a holding statement. When you upload a holding statement, the system extracts all the stocks, commodities, and mutual funds from it and creates them under the corresponding DMAT account. There is a new to DMAT account link that provides detailed instructions for working with this section. From here, you can view and manage your stocks, mutual funds, debt funds, RSUs, ESOPs, and more. Next is the bank account section. Here you can create your bank accounts, credit card accounts, fixed deposits, and recurring deposits. Bank and credit card accounts allow you to upload monthly statements so you can track your expenses. You can also create and manage other assets like PF, PPF, NPS, Kisan Vikas Patra, SSY, various types of bonds, real estate, and crypto. For your DMAT accounts, you can upload your trade book as well. The system extracts only those trades for which the corresponding assets already exist in the system and groups them under the relevant assets. Future releases will use this trade information for XIRR calculations. When you upload bank account statements, the system automatically extracts the transactions and attempts to categorize them based on the merchant or the transaction description. You can always change the default categories assigned to these expenses. The expense dashboard provides a category-wise view of your expenses across months. There is also a master data management section that allows you to manage your expense categories. The Asset Type Management section lets you change the asset class or category of a specific asset type. Once you start using the application, you will need to upload statements for your demat accounts, bank accounts, and credit card accounts every month so that your portfolio and expense data stays up to date. You can upload these statements from within the Statements page. The Alerts section surfaces important news relevant to your portfolio. The MF Holdings section shows the top 20 stocks held by your mutual funds. For this to work, you need to create an MF Holdings Excel sheet containing the holding information for all the mutual funds in your portfolio. You can refresh this data every 6 months. We will continue to add more analytics and insights under the Insights section. Thank you for watching.